Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today I want to do kind of a different little video. I've really been noticing the little things in my life that make me truly the happiest. I'm not talking about family and things like that, or even things that I've talked about in the past, like putting your makeup on or getting dressed up or anything. I'm talking about even simpler little things that you can do to bring yourself true joy and peace and just a feeling of contentment. Just a beautiful thing. So the first one that I was thinking of is our pets. And I don't just mean, oh, if you have a pet. I mean really spend time with them, brushing them, holding them, just really looking at all of their markings and just really taking it in. I think it's just that exchange of love and that, I don't know, they're just such a miracle, all the different patterns, like Chanel with her little patterns all over and the little dot on her toe, and just Bubba with his little, he's got like these whiskers that point back. And Sassy, she's got little whisker dots, and the back of her paws are calico because she's supposed to be like a calico Maine Coon mix, and just the back of her paws have the true calico like Chanel does. Just little things like that. I know when like Brooke and I are together, or all of us, or even we'll just look at them and just admire, everything about them, how fluffy they are. Like in the mornings, Bubba loves to lay on the carpet right by my sofa in here, and I cannot resist him. Every time I have to lay on the floor and pet him, and he's so content and so happy that his purr is just squeaky. It's like a little churtle. He's so happy. And I just think that is just, it's almost like a battery charger. It just brings us so much happiness. So really spending time with your pets, other than feeding them, letting them out, of course, all of that, but really just taking in their beauty and the love that they have for us. It's flowers. You guys know I love my plants and my flowers, but there is just something so special about your flowers. Look, John got me I think a couple of weeks ago, he got me a dozen roses from the grocery store up the road, and we just couldn't believe what good quality they were and how long they lasted. So last week he brought me a new bundle of roses, and these are like this little small, I will try to take a picture. They're these little small pink roses, but I noticed like in the middle they're purple. And they're just so beautiful. And just having those flowers on the counter from the grocery store up the road every morning, they just bring me joy. They just give me this burst of happiness. Same thing when I got the gladiolas. I loved those so much. Every morning, they just made me so happy. And then when I would come in the door, they were on my dining room table. I would just see them. And it's like, I know that in my heart that flowers make me happy, but it seems like until I get them and experience it, and that's something I think I've just gotten better as I've gotten older and as I've gotten healthier. I really take time to think, like if I get like that little burst of happiness, I try to think about like what just made me feel this good? How can I do more of it? And the exact opposite, when I'm feeling kind of down, I kind of examine what made me feel this way and how can I have less of it if it's possible. There are so many things that money can't buy. And okay, let's just go on. You guys know that. Okay, cleaning. That is something that none of us want to do. We don't want to take the time. But every time I make myself clean, like you can't see, I have to shut one of those doors or it'll blast me out of here. But I went and got all of those plants out of there and just left one, my giant pothos. I'll put a picture of that in here. It's from Hawaii, and I bought just one leaf. And so this will kind of go into something else. So I've left him right there because he really likes it and I don't want to chance it with him. But the other ones I kind of either found a new home for, or moved to another part of the house because they were kind of blocking my beauty of in the mornings. I can see it's really sunny now so you can't see it, but you can see the waterway and the sunrise, and I just didn't want to block that. So just cleaning out that space made me feel so good. And I had a zillion other things to do. If it feels overwhelming, I understand. Just tell yourself either you'll clean for X amount of minutes, like 15 minutes, I've done that, or I had a girlfriend that used to say she would put music on and she would tell herself she was going to tidy the kitchen. That's what she would say. She was from New Jersey. She said, I'm just going to tidy the kitchen for 3 songs. And she said, before you know it, it's done. Just tell yourself you're going to do one little thing. I'll do that a lot of times. I'll say, okay, I'm going to clean my desk, and I will go through everything and clean my desk, and just this feeling of accomplishment, satisfaction, and peace every time I come to my desk. It's priceless, really. So try cleaning something. Like I'm talking about if you are in a bad mood, you're in a funk, you are, just got the can't help it, I call it, you're just in a bad mood. Just force yourself to do something force yourself to clean a little space and just see how happy it'll make you feel. This one is especially important to me. I mean, I see the biggest difference when I do this, and that is cleaning your car. Now, I just was raised around cars and stuff, and when I lived at home, we just had a bucket in the garage with the brush, the soap, the Armor All for the tires, all the stuff to clean your car, and I did not go out without my car being clean. I would just bust up right there in the driveway and clean my car. Well, these days, I don't really want to do that every time, but I do have a car wash that I pay like a monthly membership to, and I always get my car washed. I always stop and dry it off because it's black and it will get water spots. But the best thing is vacuum it out. Today, that's what I'm going to do because I've been putting it off because I've been in a hurry and I didn't have, sometimes I feel embarrassed, and you'll see I've got footage of all of this. It's kind of neat because, I've been videoing more of my life for Instagram stories and for my reels. So it's a lot of this I already have, but sometimes I get embarrassed, not embarrassed, but I've got on like heels or something, and here I am scurrying around the car. So today I'm going to go do that. I want to wash it like I always do, and I'm going to vacuum it out. And just the feeling. It feels like a new car. It will always feel like it even drives and rides better when it's clean. It is the weirdest thing. And just that feeling every time you get in the car, it's so clean, versus even if you're not like specifically thinking it or acknowledging it, you do see that mess every time you get in the car. Like, I keep mine pretty clean. I don't like any straw papers, any like sand, or if I get a few things accumulated, like right now I've got 2 hats that I bought John and they're too small that I need to return, and that has been driving me crazy. So I'm gonna hopefully get that done too. But if you will wash your car, I don't care if it is a big hunk of junk. If you will wash it, clean it out, clean out all the junk, and vacuum it out and get it smelling good, it's amazing. It really will just boost your mood. I mentioned this earlier. Enjoy the sunrise and the sunset. I get up early, even if I don't have to. I will literally, like this morning, I have my alarm set for 5:30, and I know that the sun rises, I can't remember the exact time now, it's like 7 something. But when the time changes, it gets even better, and when it gets further into the fall and winter, the sun rises right here, and you guys, I hope I can find a picture because it is magnificent. It is just, I don't know, it's so daggone beautiful. I can't believe it. And then in the summer, I'm lucky I have the sun set over here in the front of our house, and it just creates that golden hour sunlight across this little section of my room. And it's just breathtaking. It is so gorgeous. And when you look over there and the sun's going down, a lot of times I would sit on the front porch, and just the colors in the sky, they're just beautiful. And it just, I don't know, there's just something about it that just makes me happy. So try to take a little bit more time. I know we all know the sunrise and the sunset is beautiful, but take time to really just like soak it in and admire it and, really see it. And it just really gives you just this feeling of peace and happiness. Okay, plants. I have always loved plants. Of course, I think you're a product of your environment, and I grew up with my mom. We had a big, beautiful yard. I had to pull lots of weeds. I had to cut the grass, and we had lots of plants. And then I've always had plants. We still have a plant downstairs that John and I love because John said his name is Lazarus because we have brought him back from the dead so many times. And I just love my plants. I love to see a new leaf. It is just so beautiful, the way how tender it is and fresh. It's just like a little baby, and it means that I have done things right to help it grow and help it get bigger. And I know that is so corny and so deep, but it's so true. If any of you out there love your plants and everything, you know how happy you get when you see a new leaf and it unfolds and it's just so beautiful. There's just something about them. And I think that a lot of this probably goes into your feminine energy because that's how we are. We get a lot of our an estrogen boost, a big boost out of things like children, beauty, plants. We love to admire things and just feel it, whereas men like to do things. They're more like action-based. So I think a lot of these are probably more of like that feminine vibe thing, and it's part of nurturing. I think that women are wired to where we love to nurture, and that's probably where I get a lot of that with plants, flowers, your pets. You're nurturing them, and it just really does give you that just happiness inside. Okay, this is something I thought I would just throw in here because a lot of people ask me, what is the key to happiness? How do I stay so happy? And it's a lot of things, really. Of course, it's my family, and it's a lot of things. But one thing I will say that I really do think about a lot is just being thankful for like the little things. Just be thankful you have a roof over your head. Just be thankful you have air condition and heat. Sometimes when I'm like, it'll be the heat of the summer and those guys are like working on the side of the road and it's so hot and I'm just like, oh, just thank you that I don't have to be out, working on the side of the road. Thank you for them. Thank you for the people that go to war for us. Thank you for the teachers. Thank you for all of the things that I'm thankful for that I know I'm not equipped to do that they are. And I always say this to my parents. I'm very, very, very thankful that my family is happy, healthy, loving together, that we're such a unit. And I'm very, very thankful that we don't have any alcoholism or drug abuse because I know that is something that just wrecks a home. It wrecks a family. And I'm just so thankful that none of us had that experience happen to us. I know it's a sensitive thing and I don't blame it on anyone. I'm just so thankful that we are just happy, healthy, and together, and that I'm just thankful for every single thing that I have. My marriage, every morning I make a list of the things that I'm thankful for and I try to mix it up. If sometimes I'll put my kitties on there. I'm so thankful that my kitties are healthy. Because you don't think about that. You think, oh, well, I love my cats. But think about if one of them just had a urinary tract infection. Or like Bridget, that whole time we had to watch her basically just deteriorate. And I'm just so thankful that my kitties are healthy and I'm not going through that they're running around acting crazy. And so if you're ever feeling, like in the dumps and you're just feeling bad, just take a minute to be thankful for all the things that could be wrong that aren't. Getting healthy, and I mean this, I'm not trying to say I'm, some Olympic health star here, but I'm just saying if there are things that are bothering you, like there was with me, don't just settle and live with it. Even if it's something like your knee you know you need to have a knee surgery. I don't know how many people I have talked to that have had a knee surgery and say they can't believe they waited so long, that their life has changed. They can do this, this, and this now. So I'm just talking about all of those things. If there's anything wrong, or if you are living with something and you're not getting it looked at because you're scared, that is something else. You really need to go just get that handled, get that monkey off your back, and do what it takes. If your skin is breaking out and it's making you sad, try to do your best to get to the bottom of it. Don't just live with it and let it make you sad every day. So, anytime you're looking at a long stretch of something, it's easy to get overwhelmed and think, I can't wait a year. You have to remember, you'll probably be getting better the whole time. It's kind of like with carnivore diet. I know I bring this into everything, but I can't help it. It's like touched every part of my life. But you'll feel that's actually the miracle of carnivore, is that you feel the effects so soon. But even with weight loss, say you have 100 pounds to lose, you will feel pretty good after 10 and 20 and 30 and 40 and 50. So don't look at those big long-term goals and get overwhelmed. Think about that whole journey. And it's so enriching when you do something like that, because you gain confidence and faith in yourself the whole time. I've been doing this, and every time I do this, I just think, hallelujah, why did I wait? And a lot of it is because it's overwhelming. But cleaning out your closet, I put this off. I will let it get so crazy. Matter of fact, I took a picture, so I'll put it in here. But I will let it get so crazy that I get overwhelmed. And then this is what will happen to me. And it's still in my head right now. I'll get everything out, but then what do you do with it? So right now I have a big pile of clothes and makeup and hair products for the cleaning girls that are coming on Monday. I just took 2 huge bags of clothes to the resale store. And then I've got a whole big pile of things that I would like to sell to you guys on my website for cheap. So just things I think you would want that I don't know if anybody else would appreciate. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we know what things are, and I don't know if someone else would appreciate it. Anyway, things like that. So if you will clean out your closet, what is it about seeing those empty hangers? That is like the most freeing. You just feel like, yes, those empty hangers are hanging there. Or like, when you don't have to push in your drawers, it just feels so good. And I just really, and I put on top of the washer and dryer and take to Goodwill. Yes, I need to do, matter of fact, Brooke is coming over today. Sometimes on her days off, she will do some stuff for me and I will pay her. Since she's in school right now full time, she's not able to work. And of course I help her a lot. But anyway, she's going to help me today. And that's one of the things I'm going to get her to do, because I am bad about, I never take clothes out of the dryer and just put them somewhere. I always fold everything out of the dryer, fluff it out, and I put it in sections and then I put it up. But I'm bad about putting up the hanging clothes. I'm bad about putting Will's up because I don't want to, he's in his room. I don't feel like interrupting him and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of times it's easier, anyway. So I'm bad about leaving stuff on the dryer. And a lot of that is stuff I want to get rid of. So that's something too. Oh, okay. This is number 10. I wrote down, you can see my list is crazy, but I put, give your time, your thoughts, a quick I'm thinking of you. How many times during the day do you think to yourself, like, I think the other day I thought of Dr. Dre, about meeting her at, I think I must have seen one of her thumbnails or something on the computer when I was going through. And I thought, it was so neat to meet her. So I just stopped what I was doing and wrote her a quick note, thinking of you, hope all is well. Or we've got neighbors. One of them had been sick, and the other night, John said, have you heard from so-and-so? And I said, I haven't. So I made myself stop right there in the middle of my dinner and tell her, hope you're doing well. We're thinking of you. And, it's just, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel fulfilled. And I think all of us want to feel like a good person, like we're doing the right things. But even more than that, we don't want to feel like a bad person, like we're not doing the right things. It's kind of like that feeling is almost worse, and it kind of compounds. You know, it's kind of like when you haven't called your grandmother and, you know, it's been like a couple of days or a week, and then it's more, and then you really don't want to call her because you know she's going to say, well, I haven't heard from you in a while. You know, it's kind of like that. You want to just try to take time to spend with people. You know, some days I will be so busy and I do not have time. I've got to get my Friday video up. And, you know, like a couple weeks ago, we were having a cookout across the street and I really needed to work, but I knew that I wanted to spend time. I wanted to go over there with John and Will. Brooke wasn't here, of course. And I wanted to meet more of my neighbors, spend time with my neighbors. And I was just going to have to suck it up and stay up late that night. And that's what I did. And there's just something so fabulous about that feeling at the end of the night when you are in your jammies, clean, with your barefoot dream socks on, in the bed, and you've just done it all. You've done everything you needed to do, and you just have that good feeling. It's just, it's priceless. It's priceless. I'm telling you, I know from experience, it's better than any bag. It's better than any jeans, shoes, boots, anything. I just wanted to share that with you. I can't remember exactly what it was. There was one particular thing that made me really feel like I needed to do this video. It might have been, oh, okay, nature. I know what it was. The other day we came home and on one of my big mums in the front was a lizard. And I took a little video of him because it was so cool how he was going like across the mums and, you know, kind of like when you see things that can go like across the water. And when we were little, my mom, when she was working in the yard, if she came across like a praying mantis or lizards or what else, caterpillars, things like that, she would always come get us to look at it. And I've always done that with my kids. Like if I saw something really cool outside, I would come get them so they could see it. I remember one time we had a huge praying mantis. He was on my trash can and I was so scared to like lift the trash can, and he stayed there for a long time. But he was a true, not a grasshopper, but the true, you know, crazy head praying mantis. I think that's why, you know, A Bug's Life and things like that are so, they stick with us. We watched all those cartoons, but I think that's why they're so popular, is because, you know, we're all kind of fascinated with stuff like that. With ladybugs, I thought it was so cool how they made the ladybug. I don't know which, there's two bug movies, but in one of them, the ladybug was a man. I thought that was so cute. But I really, and I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, that day that the grasshopper jumped up on my car in the school line, and I did the camera. I hope I can find it. I hope I haven't deleted it. But he went up and then I looked up and he was looking over at me on my car. Things like that, just, you might not even know it, but if you will take the time to enjoy little funny, silly nature things like that, and just take a walk. And, you know, like the other day, I think it was a week ago, I went down to the beach. The fall at the beach is gorgeous. There is just something about, it's so crisp. I guess because the humidity is out of the air and the sun's in a different position, but it was just so beautiful that even if I can't go on the beach and lay out, I still love looking at it. So enough sappiness for today. I just thought it might help some of you, and just, even if you do all these things, even if you'll just take it in that much more, I think it will help. So I'm going to show you my outfit of the day. Okay, these are the jeans from J. Crew. They fit so good. They are high rise, but not crazy high. This is the t-shirt that I showed you from my Friday video. And I tried to wear sneakers with these. I actually put on my golden goose to wear with these jeans, but I did not like how it looked. So I put on these little nude sandals. It's still kind of hot here today, but I think like the Tory Burch sneakers would have looked better. A sneaker with more of a heel, even more of a platform, would have looked better. But I just wanted to put on my nude sandals. I wore those sneakers yesterday, and I wanted to do kind of minimal jewelry today. I've been doing the heavy jewelry. That's how it is, sweet, salty. You know how you go back and forth. These are the Sheila Fajl hoops, the initial necklace from Dean, and my watch, and my wolf ring. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for being here with me, and I say this from the bottom of my heart. You guys make me happy. I would not still be doing this if this didn't make me happy. It does all of those things that I've talked about. It gives me feelings of accomplishment, joy. I feel that interaction with you. I send you my love. You send me your love. It does all of those things. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.